Hey there, this is K4A Knowledge for All educational videos and tutorials. In this video today we are going to check out how to import background image into Nomad Sculpt. I'm using default web version of Nomad Sculpt, and I guess everything like this will be in desktop final version too. So to import background image, you first have to find the top left corner menu bar, which is again I guess by default already open for you, and then go from right to the left. Second button is for background image. The first one is I guess camera, yes, and the second is background. There are no names, titles on those menu bar buttons, which is cool when you are experienced and know what is what, but for beginners it's a bit strange that there is no some kind of hover button title effect. I'm not sure if that's the same in Nomad Sculpt for mobile. But again, just click on the second from the right button, which is some kind of button of image with mountains or whatever it is on. Click on it, and below there is an import button, so we're not interested in these environment, color and gradient. You can click on those to check how background changed, but I'm not going to explain or go into details. I'm interested in this one only. Import. I will get a new window with my computer files and folders open to choose what do I want imported from my computer. In my case, I think I have some image always on my desktop. Yeah, there is a Unity logo, which isn't very smart or professional for me to use for this, but anyway, we're going to use it, and simple as that, the background image is added to your screen. If you want to change some kind of effect on it in terms of opacity, for example, how to lower how opacity on that image is to make it more transparent, like a see-through. If the image, for example, is too high on colors or effects and it bothers you when you sculpt, you can lower it for a while, then turn it back again to the max. Overlay effect could be interesting in terms of by default it's 0, but if I try to click and drag to make it to 100%, you can see how it goes above my sphere sculpt. So again, it depends on your sculpting style and your working style. Some people like to have it like this in terms of when they want to check out how their sculpt, how their model, 3D model sculpt is it same as the reference image which they're using for the background. And it's like some kind of layer style in Photoshop or similar 2D programs where you overlay layers one on top each other. So overlay, you can think of it as layer over your 3D sculpt. And again, use it if you need it. If you don't need it, just go back to 0, or even better, you can click on this button, recycle button, which is I guess revert, and it will go back to default settings, which is cool. Position X and Y is also great, because sometimes when you use background for reference image, which you're going to use it mostly, sometimes it will become a little bit too intrusive, too messy, or it will just make your work less productive. So you just want to move it a little bit to the left, right, or maybe even if you use couple of those images on the same background image, you want to scroll them left or right to compare it to your model. Again, I have played with it. I click on revert, same with Y, click on the bar, drag, revert, same with rotation, and same with scale. If the image which I imported is too small, for example, I need it bigger. Okay, I see those details now. I compare them to my model, go back to small, revert, and that's it. Nice user interface, very fast, very intuitive. The only thing I guess which I'm missing here is just that hover tip on the background user interface button start. Other than that, it's all cool. Also, when you enter those buttons by clicking, when you click on the scene, they close automatically by themselves, which is great. But sometimes when you need them to stay on the screen when you work, you click on this pin button in top right corner and they will stay as much on the screen as much as you want, no matter how many times you click on the screen. Simple as that. That's it for this video. I think we covered all of it, and what was most needed. And the only thing which I haven't said clearly, maybe it's when you're going to need this and why. In 3D sculpting and also 3D modeling, and especially for games or modern movies and stuff like that, you are going to model and sculpt by references and concept art. And in bigger studios, you have a special position for that concept artist, so you will have other guys who create the concept art mostly in 2D software like Photoshop and so on. So they create the image of, for example, character or weapon or whatever you need to sculpt. They give it to you as a 3D modeler, and you then import it as a reference, as a starting point for you to look upon and use as a reference for your work. And you want to import that and make your life easier. That way you will sculpt the model by checking those references, overlapping them, comparing them, and so on. And again, it depends on how big the studios are and projects, and how important likeness is. For example, if you want to model characters based on some kind of actors, real world people, you will have their photos as references and so on. So you cannot just make whatever you want and say, okay, this is the player character, if they want the player character to look like some specific person or actor or musician or whatever. And that's it. Yeah, that's when you're going to use it and why you're going to use it. And I'm stopping here because I'm trying to make these videos faster. So thanks for watching and see you in next one. Bye for now.